Every night, there's always someone knocking on the door behind my house, and those visitors turn out to be people from the ancient past. Excuse me, is the shop owner inside? The moment I opened the door, I saw an old man with a woven basket strapped to his back. He stood there, hesitant, right at the threshold. His clothes were worn and faded. Here and there, they had been patched up with rough stitches. Sir, this shop hasn't been open for a long time. You might want to try somewhere else. No, I'm not here to buy anything. I was hoping to ask the shop owner for a bowl of water. My home is still quite a distance away. I'm extremely thirsty. I wonder if you might be kind enough to help me. I turned around and handed him a bottle of mineral water that was nearing its expiration date. Here you go, sir. Thank you, miss. It's just a bottle of water. No need to thank me. Inside this, it's water. What a curious container. He turned it over and over with great care, gently squeezing the bottle, then peering at the mouth of it, not knowing how to open the container.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to open this container? In this day and age, there is still someone who doesn't know how to open a bottle of mineral water. I didn't think much about it either. Helping him twist the cap open, the old man took the bottle of water, carefully lifting it, then sipping it little by little, as if afraid to waste even a single drop. Truly sweet, with not the slightest off-taste. No earthy tang of well water, nor the murkiness of river water. Pure beyond imagination. He didn't dare drink much, only slowly quenched his thirst, then stopped and handed the water bottle back. Thank you, miss. I've never seen someone return a bottle of mineral water after drinking it like that. You don't need to return it. Take it home to drink. Hearing this, the old man lowered his head, looked at the translucent, glass-like bottle, and then spoke. Something this expensive, I truly don't dare accept it. Just as he was about to return it, I lifted the lid of the instant noodles. The overpowering aroma instantly filled the air. It smells so good. The aroma was something he had never smelled in more than 60 years of his life. The old man's stomach couldn't help but let out a soft growl.
I've never smelled anything this good. My apologies, how rude of me. The water has already been drunk. If you're not in a hurry, please stay and have a bowl of noodles. This can't be happening. To be honest, I didn't bring any money with me. It's fine, it's not worth much anyway. I've just moved back here, so consider it a small welcome gift from me. The old man really wanted to refuse, but his eyes never left the bowl of noodles, overflowing with aroma. It truly smelled irresistible, so fragrant that his mouth watered. In the end, instinct won over reason. He still sat down. Oh my, this smells incredible. I've never had noodles this good in my entire life. Before long, he had eaten the entire bowl of instant noodles clean, not even a single drop of broth left. I made another bowl of noodles and brought it out, then saw that the old man had already finished.
Have you had enough to eat? If not, I still have more here.
No, that won't be necessary. My thanks to the owner for the incredible meal. Unfortunately, this old man didn't bring any cash.
Saying that, he removed the basket from his back.
These are all wild greens I picked in the mountains today. There are also some fresh pine mushrooms and straw mushrooms. They're all wild produce. I hope you won't think little of them.
I told you, it's my treat. How could I take anything from you?
Faced with the old man's firm resolve, I accepted some mushrooms and wild vegetables. As for the bottle of mineral water, I firmly insisted he take it. After the old man left, I finished my noodles and then got up to go upstairs and clean the room. Because the shop had been closed year-round, it had accumulated quite a bit of musty odor, so I had left the doors open to let it continue to air out. After cleaning for quite a while, I started to feel thirsty. Just as I was about to go downstairs for some water, suddenly, there was a sound from downstairs.
Is anyone there? Coming.
Just as I reached the bottom of the stairs, I had already seen a boy dressed in traditional attire standing at the doorway, looking no more than 12 or 13 years old.
Young master, this small shop is not open to the public at the moment. May I ask what you need?
The young man froze ever so slightly, for a brief moment. It seemed only then that he remembered to bow. It must be said, the boy's manners bore the unmistakable refinement of ancient tradition.
Forgive the intrusion at this late hour, shopkeeper. I am merely a traveler passing through this place. The rain made the road slippery, and I slipped and fell, suffering minor injuries. I wonder if you might have any medicine for treating wounds. I am willing to pay handsomely for it, humbly hoping to receive the shopkeeper's assistance.
We do have some medicine for external use. Come inside first.
I spoke as I reached out to steady him. The young man was startled and quickly pulled his hand away. Blushing deeply, he began to say that.
Please keep proper distance between a man and a woman.
Kid, what do you know about things like that? At your age, you're probably still in elementary school, right?
I am 12 years old. Yes, I'm still going to school.
Hurry up. How long are you going to stall? Don't you want to go home?
Hearing this, the young man let out a soft sigh.
All right. Thank you for your help, shopkeeper.
After that, I took out a pain relief spray and quickly sprayed it over his leg. A sense of relief came instantly, leaving the young man utterly astonished.
What kind of miracle medicine is this? How can it be so miraculous?
Unable to help himself, the young man began to study the woman before him. Her clothes were peculiar, her hair somewhat disheveled, and at first glance she appeared no more than 16 or 17. But in reality, our female lead was already 18. He was running from a killer. In a state of panic, he fled without direction and ended up here. He never expected to encounter a girl like her. Suddenly, he realized something. At the thought, he hurriedly glanced toward the door. In his eyes, a trace of concern surfaced.
This kind of wound needs to be treated right away. Otherwise, it could get infected. This bottle is for you. Spray it 3 to 5 times a day. It should heal pretty quickly.
The young man took the bottle of medicine. His hand searched inside his clothes, fumbling for something. But all he could find were 3 copper coins. The jade pendant at his waist had been lost during the escape. His promise to pay a hefty sum for the medicine still rang in his ears. How was this supposed to be explained?
Shopkeeper,
Noticing the awkward look on his face, I smiled and said,
I won't take your money. Go home. It's already late. Your parents must be worried.
Shopkeeper, please accept these 3 coins as a partial payment for the medicine. I know this is far from enough. Tomorrow, I'll send someone to deliver the remainder to your door. Please trust me. I assure you, I will keep my word.
Seeing the seriousness on his face, I accepted the 3 copper coins.
All right. I'll be waiting.
After seeing the young man off, I closed the door. Completely exhausted, I collapsed onto the sofa. I slept straight through until the next day. Using the wild vegetables the old man had brought over yesterday, I cooked a packet of instant noodles. Once I was done eating, I found myself wondering again. What was I supposed to do with this pile of mushrooms? Staring at their vivid colors, I didn't dare eat them. Right as I was fretting, a middle-aged woman entered the shop.
These mushrooms look really fresh. It hasn't rained in half a month. How could mushrooms grow like this? Are you selling them? How much are they?
Sell them? Maybe that'd be okay. With some free time on my hands, I went up the mountain to pick them. There's too much, I can't finish it all. Just pay what you think it's worth.
At that, the woman broke into a bright smile.
How about $7? Neither too much nor too little. This much is enough for one meal. I've been really craving this lately.
Judging by how much she craved it, she must eat this often. That reassured me. Okay, $7 then.
So you're planning to sell general goods here? What a shame, just before the new year. A general supermarket opened down the street. This place is pretty small. There probably won't be many customers.
I smiled and handed her the mushrooms.
These are all items I stocked up earlier. I'm not planning to sell them yet.
After seeing the woman off, I took a brief walk around the marketplace. The small general store my grandfather left behind was actually in a pretty decent location. Everyday amenities were close at hand. Food, drinks, and entertainment, nothing was lacking. Back at the general store, my gaze fell on the 3 coins resting on the table.
This little brat really thinks he's some ancient guy. But these 3 copper coins actually look pretty authentic. They don't look like toys.
I sat there quietly for a while. Then I finally worked up the courage to turn my phone on. There were over 99 missed calls. Every single one was from creditors. Ever since my father's factory exploded, it didn't just take his life. It also left me with debts worth several $1,000,000.
Thankfully, my grandfather left me this little grocery store. It gave me a place to land. Thank you, Grandpa.
It felt a bit stuffy. Just as I was about to open the back door, I realized I couldn't get it open, no matter what I tried.
That's strange. It seems like this happened yesterday as well.
Suddenly, a strange thought flashed through my mind. I walked up to the roll-up door and shut it with all my strength. Then I went over to the wooden door. I tried pulling it once, and it opened.
Is there some kind of mechanism between these 2 doors? Why can't they both be opened at the same time?
Just as I was confused, a sound suddenly echoed from outside the door.
Shopkeeper, is anyone inside?
Once again, they called me shopkeeper. I stepped outside to take a look. It was another long-haired man in ancient attire. He wore coarse linen garments. Strapped to his back was a wooden frame pack, like a student from ancient times.
What can I help you with, sir?
Shopkeeper, I've traveled a long distance and I'm terribly hungry. Do you have anything to eat?
Only instant noodles left. Would you like some?
Hearing that, the young man clasped his hands.
Then I'll leave it to you, shopkeeper.
After saying that, he found a table and sat down. Before long, I brought out a steaming bowl of instant noodles, with 2 eggs and a sausage added inside.
Sir, your noodles are ready.
Seeing the bowl of noodles, he didn't think about whether it would taste good, but only worried about how much the noodles would cost.
Shopkeeper, I wasn't very clear just now. I only wanted a simple bowl of plain noodles. I really don't have much money on me. Can't really afford noodles this good.
How much do you usually pay for a bowl of plain noodles?
10 coins.
What a coincidence. Our noodles are also 10 coins. So go ahead and eat without worry. 10 coins, just over $1. After covering the costs, there's still a little left. Just count it as my pay.
The young scholar finished his noodles in no time, leaving not a drop of broth behind. Then, he respectfully took out 10 coins.
Thank you for your hospitality, shopkeeper. This is the best bowl of noodles I've ever had in my life. This bowl of noodles is surely worth more than 10 coins. It seems the shopkeeper is truly kind-hearted. When I one day succeed and make my name, I will surely return to repay this kindness.
Come on, tell the truth. Are you guys playing some kind of historical role-playing game? Imitating the way people from ancient times speak, and then coming out here on purpose just to mess with people?
The young student seemed caught completely off guard by the question.
Messing with someone? What exactly is that?
There was nothing fake about his expression. An inexplicable fear began to rise in my chest. I hurried toward the door. Outside, it was pitch black. Everywhere was thick with mud, lit only by faint strands of moonlight. Where had the streetlights gone? And the buildings around me, where had they gone? Why was my shop the only one left here? Watching the young student fade into the darkness, I stood at the doorway, clutching the 10 copper coins in my hand, still unable to believe what was happening. I hurried back inside and shut the wooden door. Then I turned and opened the iron door on the other side. The streetlights, the buildings, the concrete road. More importantly, the sun hadn't fully set yet.
My God, that wooden door could actually lead to an ancient world. And over there, night had already fallen. So why hadn't the sun set on this side yet? Could it be that time moves at different speeds on the two sides?
My mind was in turmoil. I grabbed the 13 copper coins from the table. Then I sped off on my electric scooter to the nearest antique shop. After arriving at the shop, I casually looked around. At that moment, the shop owner, a man in his 50s, walked over.
Young lady, have you found anything you like? We've got copper coins from all kinds of dynasties. If you're interested, I can show you around.
Sir, do you buy copper coins?
As I spoke, I took out a copper coin and handed it to him. The shop owner picked up a magnifying glass and examined it carefully.
Not bad. This coin has been very well preserved. It's practically top-tier quality. Where did you get it?
Hearing that, I quickly made up a lie to brush it off.
My grandfather left it to me. How much do you think it's worth?
He stared at the coin thoughtfully for a moment before speaking.
I can offer you $300 for it. Does that work for you, young lady?
$300? I thought one coin was only worth about 15 cents in today's money. Now it's increased 2,000 times. Does that mean I'm about to get rich? Okay, I've got 12 more right here. Want to take a look? Can you take them all at the same price? The boss's eyes widened in surprise. Without hesitation, he handed me nearly $4,000 on the spot. On the way home, I couldn't stop thinking. Opening a supermarket in the modern world is nothing special. But if I opened a modern supermarket in ancient times? That would be a completely different story. Just from selling instant noodles alone, I made nearly $4,000. If I start selling other things too, wouldn't I strike it rich? Then I'm sure it won't be long before I pay off all my debts. No more thinking, time to take action.
The shop my grandfather left me can travel through time to the ancient era. The people here are irresistibly drawn to the scent of instant noodles. And those copper coins they handed me helped me build a fortune beyond imagination. After I went back, I rearranged the house from top to bottom, busy for over an hour. By the time I stopped, daylight had already broken outside the wooden door. I hurried out to take a quick look. Why are there so many people today? While I was still confused, a familiar voice rang out.
Shopkeeper, is that you?
It turned out to be the old man who brought mushrooms yesterday. Behind him was a little boy, about 5 or 6 years old, following closely.
We meet again.
You've been closed for a few days. Glad to see you're finally open again today.
A few days off? We clearly just met yesterday. It seems time flows much faster here than I ever imagined. There were some matters at home, so I was delayed for a few days.
I see. Ever since I tasted the noodles you cooked that day, that flavor has followed me even into my dreams. When I got home, The scent still clung to my clothes. The moment my grandsons caught a whiff of it, they accused me of eating without them and caused quite a stir.
If you still want some, there's more in the shop. I'll cook you a bowl. The mushrooms you brought last time sold for about $7. That's enough for quite a few bowls of noodles around here.
Hearing that, the little boy eagerly looked at the old man.
Grandpa, can I go eat some?
The old man quickly refused.
No, no, no. How could I trouble you again, shopkeeper? If we eat, it must be paid for with real silver. I only brought my grandson past here by chance. It's not as if I came here intending to eat for free.
How could that be? The mushrooms you brought last time. A friend of mine really loved them. Selling them brought in quite a bit. That bowl of noodles wasn't worth much anyway. In the end, I'm the one who came out ahead.
Hearing that, the old man said in surprise.
Really? Is that true?
It's true. If the child wants to eat, you really don't need to stand on ceremony with me. Come in and have a seat.
The old man hesitated for a moment, but he couldn't resist the pleading look in the child's eyes. In the end, he stepped inside. The old man had just sat down when he noticed something.
The layout inside was a little different from a few days ago. It looked more spacious now.
Very quickly, I had the noodles ready and brought them out. Before long, the aroma filled the whole shop.
You and your grandson, go on and eat. It won't taste as good if it gets cold.
The grandson, little Ben, wanted it so badly he was practically drooling. But he still waited for his grandfather to speak. Seeing this, the old man let out a soft sigh and said,
Go on, eat.
As soon as the old man spoke, the boy couldn't hold back and started devouring the noodles. The allure of instant noodles for kids has never changed, past or present. Before long, the bowl was empty.
Sir, what day is it? Why is everyone heading up the mountain?
You just moved here, so you probably don't know. Today's the 9th day of the month. The White Dragon Temple up on the mountain is holding its annual fair. Everyone's gone to pray for blessings.
Today is the 9th. Then what day was it when we met? Do you go up the mountain every day to pick mushrooms?
Not quite. Mushrooms need damp earth to grow. It hasn't rained for days. Only on the 1st did it rain all day. On the 2nd, I went up the mountain to try my luck. I didn't expect to find so many. I kept picking and lost track of time. That's how I ended up having to stop by your shop for a glass of water.
That day was the 2nd. Today is the 9th, so 7 days have passed. But for me, it's only been a little over 10 hours. That means time moves here almost 10 times faster than it does outside. While chatting with the old man, I learned that the village used to be called Jishui Village. Most families here had the surname Chen or Zhao. The old man was Zhao Sheng, from the Zhao family. Before he left, I grabbed a handful of white rabbit candies and pressed them into the boy's hand. The old man insisted on paying me. I couldn't refuse him, so I ended up having to accept 5 copper coins. The 2 doors in my house connect to different times and spaces. It's still broad daylight on this side, but beyond the wooden door, it's already deep into the night. The old man and the boy had just left. Then a young woman in her early 20s walked into the shop. Behind her was a girl dressed like a maid. What kind of shop is this? Why is it decorated so strangely? Do you sell food or goods? This is a general store. We sell rice, cooking oil, flour, all your daily necessities. Please, take a look and see if there's anything you need. My lady, what could a general store in this desolate village possibly have that's any good? Perhaps we should go to Xiangbao Pavilion in the city instead. They have the most extensive selection of rouges and powders in the whole town. The woman said nothing. She browsed the shelves on her own. Shopkeeper, do you have any scented soap? Preferably something with a slightly richer scent. Something that can cover? She stopped mid-sentence. I understood immediately. Without a word, I quickly picked up 2 bars of soap from the shelf. One is osmanthus scented, the other is rose. Which would you prefer? The young lady could hardly contain herself. She immediately took it. Even inside the box, the fragrance was rich and alluring. Shopkeeper, I'll take both. How much? The price? It had all happened so suddenly. I still hadn't figured out how much to charge. Just then, the maid behind her raised her voice.
Open your eyes and look carefully. The Zhang family's second wife isn't short on money. When she buys from Xiangbao Pavilion, she doesn't even blink. Let alone at the goods from a backwater shop like this.
It turns out she's the wife of a wealthy gentleman. In that case, there's no need to stand on ceremony. 100 coins per piece. Pay her. I asked too little. After seeing the official's wife off, I quickly checked the money. Today, I earned 205 coins. That should be enough. But if I sleep 8 hours, this world will lose 3 days. Isn't that a bit of a waste?
Meanwhile, Zhao Xing was already back home with his grandson. The eldest daughter-in-law was busy in the kitchen. Seeing the old man and his grandson come back, she broke into a smile and said,
You're home. Go play for a while. Dinner's almost ready.
Mom, have some candy. It's really sweet.
Where did you get that candy? Did Grandpa buy it for you?
A pretty lady gave it to me. It's really sweet. Mom, try some.
I don't want any. You keep it and eat it yourself. Just knowing that you're such a thoughtful son makes my heart feel as sweet as honey.
I've already had some. Grandpa has too. This one's saved for you, Mom.
Your son got it for you. Go on, have it. Didn't you say the other day you were craving something sweet?
Zhao Qian gently told her not to refuse the child's kindness. Unable to turn them down any longer, Madame Li took a bite. Tears streamed down her face. She had never tasted anything so sweet. The milky sweetness seemed to melt all the way into her heart.
Mom, why are you crying? Is it not tasty?
It's delicious. It's because it's so good that I'm this happy.
Just then, the second daughter-in-law, Madame Zhou, entered with a dark expression. Following her was her son, Zhao Dai. The eldest sister-in-law, crying like a pear blossom in the rain. You just enjoyed some rare delicacy, didn't you? Or did father give that boy special treatment again?
No, sister-in-law, it's not like that.
What do you mean when you say, it's nothing? Don't think that just because I got back, I didn't hear anything. Where did that candy in your hand come from? Grandpa secretly bought it for you, didn't he? And what about my son? Why didn't he get a share?
An old man from ancient times suddenly showed up in my shop with his grandson, all because I gave the kid a few milk candies. And it made their whole family start fighting over them. Zhao Xing hurried over, frowning as he said,
What's all this noise about?
Dad, you've got to be fair. They're both your grandsons. The third one got those rare candies, but my son didn't even catch a glimpse of a single one. Don't you think that's a bit too biased?
Second daughter-in-law, be reasonable. I got these candies when I was passing by a shop with Zia. The shop owner gave them to him because he was such a well-behaved, sweet kid.
Grandpa, I want candy too. Why does Zhao get some but I don't? That's not fair. I want the candy he has.
Zhao Xing lowered his head and let out a long sigh.
Zia, give the rest of your candy to your big brother.
Zhao Xiao'er shook his head, so anxious he was about to cry.
The pretty lady gave this to me. Why should I give it to him?
Zia, be a good boy and take it out.
Zhao Xiao'er pouted, his eyes welling up with tears.
Is this enough now?
Everyone thought things would settle down once Zhao got the candy, but then Mrs. Zhou suddenly spoke up again. Xiao'er, did you eat that noodle thing too? This smell, it's exactly like when father brought those mushrooms back. Exactly the same. Just then, old Madame Zhao walked over.
It's the middle of the day. What's all this arguing about? The moment she saw old Madame Zhao, Mrs. Zhou's arrogance instantly faded.
Mom, Zhao Xiao'er got to eat that noodle thing, but Zhao didn't even get a single bite.
If you want to eat it, go get it yourself. Every few days you take Zhao back to your parents' place, enjoying all the good food and drinks. How come you never thought of bringing any back? Just then, Zhao Kuan walked in as well.
What are you making a fuss about now?
What do you mean making a fuss? Your son's been treated unfairly. You're his father and you won't stand up for him. And now you won't even let me, his mother, stand up for him either?
That's enough. Stop arguing. This pack of instant noodles. I had to humble myself and beg the shop owner before she would let me try it. If you want some, go ask for it yourself. I don't have the nerve to do that again.
And just like that, the whole commotion came to an end. Everyone left in an awkward atmosphere.
My body clock was about to give out, but looking at the 205 copper coins in front of me, I couldn't help feeling a little pleased. Without another word, I went to the antique shop first. Soon, I rode my electric scooter over to the antique shop. The owner's eyes lit up the moment he saw me.
Young lady, what did you bring this time?
I still have some copper coins left. Do you want them?
If they're the same as last time, I'll take them all.
After saying that, I took out all 205 copper coins. The owner examined them for a while. Finally, he spoke.
Young lady, the coins this time are a mixed lot. Some good, some bad. Not quite as good as the last batch.
After a round of bargaining back and forth, I finally sold it to the boss for about $44,000. Back home, looking at the balance on my phone, I couldn't stop smiling, but my body clock really couldn't take it anymore. The moment I lay down, I fell straight asleep. But I had no idea someone outside the door was already watching me.
Hurry, inform His Highness the Crown Prince at once. Tell him the general store has opened.
After receiving the news, the young man immediately led a group of men, riding hard toward the general store. But by the time he arrived, I was already fast asleep. The young man couldn't accept it. He immediately started pounding on my back door. But he didn't know that once the wooden door was shut, no matter how loud it got outside, I wouldn't hear a thing. Seeing this, the young man grew frustrated.
What the hell is going on here?
Your Highness, I really did see the general store open today. I sent someone to inform you immediately, but in the end, we were still too late.
It's already been 7 days. Back then, I promised that young lady I would bring provisions the next day. And now you want this crown prince to break his word, don't you?
As he spoke, the young man took out a bottle of medicinal wine, then carefully looked it over.
Could you really be a fairy sent from heaven to save me? This debt of gratitude, I will repay.
But right now, disaster relief is the priority. Heavy rain has flooded several villages downstream. The people there no longer have homes to return to. They are forced to wander from place to place. We must find a way to save these disaster victims. Thinking of this, the young man immediately pulled back all his men, then quickly set out for the disaster area. A torrential rainstorm swallowed several villages. While wandering, the homeless disaster victims accidentally burst into my general store.
Greetings, Your Highness.
Stand up. What's the situation in the disaster zone?
Your Highness, several villages downstream have been completely flooded. Many villagers have already fled to higher ground, but some of the elderly are still trapped in their homes.
Even if they manage to flee to other villages, they still have no place to settle. On top of that, they have no food or water. They will still starve to death. Set up a safe zone for the disaster victims immediately. Search the nearby villages for villagers in need. Gather them together and distribute relief grain.
Your Highness, it is the rainy season now. The firewood the soldiers cut won't catch fire. This has made it harder to start a fire for cooking. Now even the fire starters have gone out. Besides, the food supplies in the camp will only last a few more days. Right now, the soldiers have been reduced from 3 meals a day to just 2.
Hearing this, the young man lowered his head, deep in thought. Their army was only passing through this place. The provisions they carried were limited. Even if the imperial court were to issue relief grain, I'm afraid it would still take at least a month to arrive.
But we cannot just stand by and watch the people starve to death. Relay my command. Establish a safe zone for the refugees. Order the troops to rescue every victim trapped in their homes.
Yes, Your Highness.
Jiangling slept for quite a while. After waking up, she immediately opened the wooden door. Outside, a light drizzle fell as thick mist hung in the air. Yet on the road, people were still carrying their luggage non-stop. They looked like refugees fleeing disaster. When they saw Jiangling open the door, a crowd quickly rushed over and surrounded her.
Hey, hasn't this place been abandoned for over 10 years? When did it reopen?
I only opened the shop recently. Where are you all going in this heavy rain? Don't even mention it. This heavy rain has lasted for days. Baiyang Village and Xianshui Village have both been flooded. I heard an army just passed through here and set up a safe zone for refugees on higher ground. We're all heading there.
Luckily, Jishui Village is on higher ground, so we were spared.
At that moment, a woman in her 30s rushed out from the crowd. Her face was pale. Her eyes were red and swollen. She was holding a bundle in her hands. Welcome to Jixiang General Store. What can I get for you? The woman hesitated for a moment. Then she finally spoke. My father-in-law used to be a craftsman at the Imperial Kiln, but he was later driven out after making a mistake. A few days ago, our home was flooded by the rising waters. My younger brother was rescued, but he caught a severe chill. His fever just wouldn't go down. The doctor said that if it doesn't break today, nothing can save him. As she said this, she began to cry. So, what do you need? Then, the woman followed me into the shop and took out a celadone vase about 6 inches tall. Shopkeeper, I'd like to sell this vase. I just need some money for my younger brother's medicine. I don't need much. Just 100 will do. I forced an awkward smile. Unfortunately, I've already spent those 205 copper coins. Otherwise, I would have helped. I'm sorry, but this is a general store, not a pawn shop. At that moment, Anzhao outside the door spoke up as well. Hey, Dashan's mom, the shopkeeper's right. This is a general store, not a pawn shop. If you need money, take it to a pawn shop instead.
Yeah, exactly. But at a time of poor harvest like this vase is pretty ordinary. I'm afraid a pawn shop won't take it.
Shopkeeper, would it be possible to trade this vase for some food? Her voice was barely above a whisper. My parents haven't eaten in 2 days. All the army's relief porridge went to my pregnant sister-in-law. All right, what would you like to trade it for? I agreed without hesitation. Whatever you can offer, it's up to you, shopkeeper. Just a moment, please. I walked up to the counter, holding a bag in my hand, and started filling it. Cookies, noodles, some bread, candy, and a few packs of instant noodles you could eat dry. A couple of drinks, too. After a moment's thought, I turned to the rice bin, grabbed a sack of rice, and a jug of cooking oil, then stuffed the bag full. It wasn't until I placed the bag in front of her. She could hardly believe it.
Were all of these in exchange for that vase?
Of course, it's all yours. Outside, the villagers were suddenly abuzz.
Good heavens, that's so much. Just that bag of fine white rice alone is already enough to cover the price of a vase.
Those pastries are even finer than what they serve in town. They must cost a fortune. How could that vase possibly be worth that much? This shopkeeper must be a living saint. He's really doing charity at this point. Then I remembered, she said her younger brother was running a high fever. So I took out some fever medicine and handed it to her. This is fever medicine. 1 tablet per dose. Take it with water. I don't know how your younger brother is doing right now, but this should bring his fever down quickly. I hope it helps. At that moment, Dashan's mother was already in tears. With a thud, she dropped to her knees.
Thank you for your great kindness. I will never forget this for the rest of my life. If I cannot repay you in this lifetime, then in the next. I'll do whatever it takes to repay you for saving my life.
A heavy rainstorm flooded several villages, leaving many homeless. Just then, 2 soldiers braved the rain and came to my shop.
It looks like this rain isn't stopping anytime soon. Let's head to the upstream village and take a look. If we still can't find a fire starter, the soldiers will go hungry again.
The 2 of them kept trudging through the rain a bit further. Suddenly, Zhao Jingxing seemed to spot a lifeline.
Look, there seems to be a shop up ahead. Who would set up a shop out here in the middle of nowhere? Don't overthink it. Let's go check it out first.
Come on, get up. I don't know if this will work for your younger brother, but take it and try it right away. Saving him is what matters most. I had just seen everyone off when 2 officers came riding toward the general store. One of them quickly stepped forward and said,
Miss, is this place open? We need to pick up a few things.
Sirs, it's pouring out there. Come inside and let's talk. The moment they stepped inside, both of them were completely stunned. They circled the shelves, looking around. The layout of the shop was nothing like what they had imagined.
Miss, your shop is not only uniquely designed, but the items are quite unusual as well.
When I heard that, I quickly made up a lie. My father is a merchant who travels far and wide. These are all things he's gathered from across the country. If you don't get out much, it's only natural you wouldn't have seen anything like this.
We're soldiers assigned to this relief effort. With all this rain, we haven't been able to cook or go about our daily routines. Do you have anything we could use to start a fire?
Hearing that, I immediately understood. I quickly grabbed a lighter and demonstrated it for them. This is called a lighter. It's basically the same as your fire starter. At that, the 2 soldiers went wide-eyed.
Such a small box, and it can produce a flame this bright. It's incredible.
This is a windproof lighter. No matter how strong the wind is, it won't go out. If it's just for starting fires to cook, it should last at least half a year.
Oh my god, can it last that long? From now on, we won't have to worry about fire starting tools anymore when we're on the move.
As he spoke, he took out a piece of silver and set it on the table. Then he became engrossed in the lighter in his hand. Seeing such a large piece of silver, I couldn't help but feel guilty, so I said, Sir, these 2 lighters aren't worth that much. The 2 soldiers paid me no mind. They were still engrossed in the lighter, turning it over in their hands. Seeing this, I quickly grabbed some biscuits, pastries, and bread from the shelves, then stuffed in plenty of milk as well. It wasn't until I placed a big bag of things in front of them that they finally reacted.
Excuse me, what do you mean by this?
I had no choice but to make up a lie. You've both been working tirelessly to help those in need. Please, this is just a small token of my appreciation. Hopefully, they can rebuild their home soon. They kept turning me down, again and again, but seeing how determined I was to give them the gift, no matter what, in the end, they finally took it, reluctantly. Little did they know, the bag I gave them would bring them a surprise they never saw coming. Sheng Fang and Zhao Jingxing didn't dare waste a second. They spurred their horses and raced back to camp. The moment they arrived, Zhao Jingxing swung down from his horse.
You handle things here. I'll go check on the victims.
Zhao Jingxing had just left when a soldier stepped forward to speak.
Captain, have you found a fire starter yet?
Chang Feng had just taken out his lighter, about to hand it to the soldier, but then he hesitated, worried they might break it. So he turned and handed a bag of snacks to another soldier, and reminded him again and again.
Hold on to it for now. Wait till I'm back, then deal with it. No one touches it.
Then he turned to another soldier and said,
Move. Take me to the kitchen.